Let's see what type of music we can make using Geometry Dash. Let's import the death of the cube dude. Let's crop the file and fade it out. We're going to isolate the lows for our kick. Export it. Thank you guys for the continued support in this series. This is episode 55, and as usual, if you have a sound you want me to try and make music out of, let me know in the comments. Isolate the middle frequencies for the snare, and cut off the low end for our hi-hat. And also, compared to my other videos, episode 53 blew up. And then the algorithm decided to hate episode 54. Let's crop the kick, pitch it up and assign it to this note. Let's crop the snare sound, pitch it down and assign it to this note. Let's crop our hi-hat, pitch it up and assign it to this note. Drum kit sounds like this. Let's see what type of music we can make using a toilet lid. Let's import the first toilet lid sound, crop it. Since this is our kick drum, we're going to add some low end to give it some bass. Let's export the toilet kick. Let's import the second toilet lid sound, turn the clip volume up, crop it. Since this is our snare sound, we're going to add some high mid to give it more bite. Let's export the toilet snare. Let's crop the kick a little more, pitch it down and assign it to this note. Let's crop the toilet snare, pitch it down and assign it to this note. Let's do the exact same process, except this time we're going to pitch it up, so it sounds like this. Let's add some reverb. Let's put in a low pass filter so we can cut off some of that high end. Now we got a really heavy drum kit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to this. Wonder what sound we can turn that into.
So I've recorded the squeaky dishwasher. That's what our curve looks like. Now we hear that high B flat. Stretch this out a little bit. So let's add a reverb plugin. So we start all the way up here. Take this sound down 1, 2, 3. 3 octaves. You get that really cool bend.
Let's see what type of music we can make using a cat's meow. Let's import the meow. Let's turn the volume down. Let's cut the clip so we can try and get one note. Let's auto-tune the meow. I gotta say, auto-tuning a cat's probably one of the weirdest things I've ever done. If you have a suggestion of a sound you want me to create, leave them in the comments. Let's export the file. Let's set the root key to D sharp. Let's add some distortion. This kind of sounds like an ancient lyre.
See what type of music we can make using a basketball.
Let's import the swish sound. Let's add a gate to remove the background noise. And now the waveform looks more percussive. Let's cut off the high end for one sound. This will be our second sound. If you have a sound you want me to try and make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's pitch down the first swish sound. Sounds like this. Our second sound is going to remain the same. Sounds like this. We're going to pitch up the second sound. Now it sounds like this. I'm totally going to save this groove because I'm thinking of doing a full song with it for the 100th episode. Let's add some reverb, and here's our brush kit.
Let's see what type of music we can make using a squeaking door. Let's import the squeaky door. Let's crop the file. The problem with this one is I'm hearing like 6 notes here. This is going to be a challenge. We're going to try and get rid of these scoops in the pitch. Here's what the auto-tune door sounds like. Cut it so there's just one note. We're going to cut it more so now we just hear one tone. Let's cut off some of the high end so it sounds less thin. Export the tune door. Let's set the root key to B. Let's crop it. Let's turn the volume up. Let's add some reverb. And now we have an 80s style synth. Let's see what type of music we can make using glass. Let's import the sound of the glass. The interesting thing here is it's between 2 keys. It's between an F and an E. So we're going to try and fix that. Since we can see the pitch on the graph, we can just correct it and adjust it to the nearest note. Like that. So now the tuned glass sounds like this. Let's export the new glass file. I don't even need to say this anymore. You'll know what this step is. Let's set the root key to E. Let's crop it. And now I can play Carol of the Bells. Let's see what type of music we can make using the Wilhelm scream. Let's import the Wilhelm scream. I'm not seeing a pitch yet, so let's isolate the middle frequencies. Let's export the file. There's a tiny portion of this we can tune. Let's stretch out the tunable pitch. It now sounds like this. Let's crop the file and set the root key to F sharp. If I play it on the keyboard, it sounds like this. That slide at the end of the note would be perfect for a guitar. Let's run it through a distortion plugin, but this time let's use feedback instead of distortion. Let's run it through an amp and let's choose American Clean 6. Change the amp switch to lead. Let's add some reverb. Now I got an electric guitar. Let's see what type of music we can make using LEGO Star Wars. Let's import the building sound. Let's crop it so we're left with this sound. Let's cut off the high end for our kick sound. Let's export the file. Let's isolate the middle frequencies for the snare sound. This is going to be our third sound. I would cut off the low end, but there is no low end. Let's crop our kick sound. Pitch it down and assign it to this note. Drop in the comments your favorite Star Wars movie. Let's crop our snare sound. Pitch it down and assign it to this note. Now let's crop the brick sound. Pitch it down and assign it to this note. Let's add some reverb. Final drum kit sounds like this. Let's see what type of music we can make using a fork scratching a plate. Let's import the plate sample. Usually I would play for you guys what the original sample sounds like, but trust me, none of y'all want to hear that. For those of you who do want to hear what the sample sounds like, here it is. For those of you who don't, I'm going to give you guys 3 seconds to turn your volume down or mute it. 3, 2, 1. Let's crop the sample so we can try and get one note. We can see a pitch. That means we can tune it. This is why no one likes the sound of a fork scratching a plate or nails on a chalkboard, because look at all the high frequencies here. Let's isolate the pitch, export the plate. Let's crop the file. Let's pitch it down 2 octaves so we get this sound. Let's add some reverb. And now we have a spacey synth.
Let's see what type of music we can make using a Nokia.
Let's import the Nokia ringtone. I'm not even going to need to change the pitch for this one. This is perfectly in tune. Let's crop it so we're left with the high A. Let's have the sound fade in. Let's compress it so the volume's even. Thank y'all for the continued support in this series. This is episode 95, and as usual, if you have a sound you want me to try to make music out of, let me know in the comments. Let's crop the file and set the root key to A. Let's add some reverb, and here's our synth. Let's run it through a bass amp, turn down our high end, and now I have a bass. Let's replace the bass amp with a distortion plugin and an amp simulator. And now we got an electric guitar.